You ever feel like you're just running in place? You're working harder than ever. Maybe your paycheck is even a little bigger, but you're just not getting ahead. Well, you are not alone. That feeling of being financially squeezed is real, and today we are going to get into exactly why it's happening. So let's just ask it straight up. Is the American middle class disappearing? Now, this isn't just some dramatic headline for clicks. There is a massive financial shift happening under our feet. Is the very backbone of the economy actually vanishing? Let's take a look at the numbers. Okay, let's start with a number that should really make you sit up. 4%. That's the personal savings rate right now. To give you some context, that's the lowest it's been since right before the 2008 financial crisis. It means people have almost no cushion. None. And if that wasn't concerning enough, check this out. A staggering 27% of Americans now have zero emergency savings. I mean, think about that. Not a little bit saved, but zero. Zilch. That is the highest that number has ever been recorded. So what does all this add up to for the middle class? Well, it means that today, only about half the country, just 50%, is considered to be in the middle class. That number used to be way, way higher. And when the middle shrinks, it creates a totally different kind of economy. Alright, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at exactly what we mean by the disappearing middle class. Then, we'll diagnose the perfect economic storm that's causing it. We'll get into the real-world consequences, look at a different take on what's happening, and then, most importantly, we'll finish with 5 concrete steps you can actually take. Okay, let's dive into section 1, the disappearing middle. Before we can really talk about why it's shrinking, we've got to be on the same page about what the middle class even is. So, officially, this is what most economists are talking about. It's a pretty wide range, right? From about $56,000 a year all the way up to $170,000 for a household. If your family falls in here, then everything we're about to discuss, yeah, this is about you. But the really eye-opening thing isn't just today's number, it's the journey to get here. I mean, look at this. Back in 1971, more than 60% of the country was solidly middle class. Today, we're down to 50%. It's been this slow, steady erosion over the last 5 decades. And this quote, man, it just nails the feeling, doesn't it? Because even if your paycheck seems to go up, the data shows that when you account for inflation, the median income today is pretty much what it was back in 2019. You're running faster just to stay in the exact same spot. So what's behind all this? Why is this happening? Well, it's not just one thing. It's more like a perfect storm of 3 different forces hitting your wallet all at the same time. First, you've got the energy shock. Oil prices have been sky high, and we all feel that at the pump and in our utility bills. Second, there's something a little sneakier, tariff inflation. These lingering taxes on imported goods just quietly push up the price of everything we buy. And third, and this is a big one, the labor market has basically frozen solid. Companies aren't really firing people, but they aren't hiring or promoting them either. And that's how most people get a real raise. Everything's just kind of stuck. And this isn't just numbers on a spreadsheet, right? This storm has very real consequences for your savings, your ability to buy a home, and even how you think about your entire financial future. I mean, just look at this collapse over time. Back in the 1970s, Americans were saving almost 13% of their income, a pretty healthy rate. But it's been in a nosedive ever since, crashing all the way down to that 4% we see today. We've basically lost our collective safety net. All of this pressure has created this really strange and frankly kind of scary psychological phenomenon. It's being called financial nihilism. It's this growing belief that playing by the old rules, save your money, invest in an index fund, is pointless, that you'll still fall behind. So what's the point of even trying? And you can see that desperation plain as day in the data. When you ask people who take huge financial risks why they do it, look at this. Nearly 3/4 of them say it's because they feel like they have no other option to get ahead. It's not strategy, it's a Hail Mary, a moonshot, because the slow and steady path feels totally broken. And what about the classic American dream of owning a home? For generations, that's been the #1 way for the middle class to build wealth. Well, that dream is getting deferred for a long, long time. Just a decade ago, the typical first-time buyer was around 30. Today, that age has jumped all the way to 40. That's a full decade of lost wealth building. And you might be thinking, so what? A few more years of renting? But the wealth gap is just, wow. The median wealth of a homeowner is 44 times greater than the median wealth of a renter. It's not a small difference. Delaying home ownership means delaying your ability to create real wealth. Okay, so far it sounds pretty grim, but there is another way to look at all this. Not everyone agrees the middle class is just vanishing into thin air. The question is this about income, or is it really about who owns assets? So you've got 2 camps really. On one side, there's the income gap argument. It says the rich are getting richer, hoarding all the wealth and leaving less for everyone else. But on the other side, you have the investment gap theory. This suggests that, while yes, some people are falling behind, a good number of people are actually moving up and out of the middle class into the upper class. And the key difference? They own assets, stocks, real estate that grow in value. It's a subtle but really important distinction. And this all leads to a concept called the barbell economy. It's a great visual, right? You've got these huge heavy weights at either end. A lot of very wealthy people and a lot of people in poverty, and almost nothing connecting them in the middle. That middle ground is getting hollowed out. Okay, so that's the diagnosis. It's a lot. But what can you actually do about it? Let's stop talking about the problem and start talking about the prescription for your own financial health. Alright, here's your 5-step game plan. Step 1. Be brutally honest with yourself about your savings rate. Your goal should be 15 to 20%. Step 2, and this is non-negotiable, build a tiny cushion. Just a $1,000 emergency fund. It's your first line of defense. Step 3. Go to war with high-interest debt. Paying off a credit card with 25% interest is like getting a guaranteed 25% return. Step 4. Don't give up on owning a home, but adjust your plan. You may need a longer timeline. And finally, Step 5. This is a mindset shift. Stop confusing desperation with a real strategy. Forget the moonshots and learn to love dollar-cost averaging. It's the boring, unsexy, but incredibly powerful way real wealth gets built over time. And I really want to double down on that second step, that emergency fund. Because right now, 59% of Americans can't cover an unexpected $1,000 expense. That $1,000 isn't just money, it's a firewall. It stops a small problem like your car breaking down from turning into a total financial disaster that sends you spiraling into debt. So we'll end with this question, and this one is for you. Really think about it. The middle class squeeze is real, but the only way forward is to consciously shift from just earning a paycheck to actively building wealth. So after everything we've looked at today, are you truly building for your future? Or are you just treading water?